G/donate. And remember that freedom is not free, but together we restore it. Farm by farm, forest by forest, house by house, and street by street.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching from. This is live and direct on Voice of Biafra 97.5 FM in Biafra land, live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1 and Channel 2, live and direct on IPOB autopilot platforms, media platforms, different media platform, social media, live and direct on Biafra YouTube channel, live and direct on Enter Biafra Twitter, my personal page, live and direct on Twitch. We are connected to different platforms and live on Enter Biafra live streaming app in iOS and in Android. We have 136 days to Biafra. I have come today to continue. I'm sorry that I'm coming late. It is better that I come late that I didn't come. You all will understand that we have entered a different dimension in this Biafra liberation. And as the time permits us, we will be coming live. I want Biafrans to understand today some of the things that we are going to achieve, some of the consequences to the corrupt politicians from Biafra that have been representing Biafra people in the Nigeria evil establishment. The broadcast today is going to be a little bit different. I am not here to give you the normal exposition because of the time I have come, but I am going to make some kind of explanation on some certain steps we are taking. If you do not know why we are taking certain steps, you are going to know some of them this evening. I told you all that the template we are going to use, or the template we are using to get Biafra, is not something that will be made, or is something that we are going to explain to you in one day. We are going to be explaining it a bit by bit. When we explain what one step, we will continue to explain it until it is sink into your head. And then we'll go to the next step. So today, I have come to continue to let you understand what we are going to achieve by making sure that we don't allow Nigeria to conduct election in Biafra territory. I want you to understand that this is your right. You must stand on this right. I want you to understand that you are fighting for your freedom. You must not look face. You must be ready to step on toes. You must be ready to step on toes You must be ready to anger many people. But what matters the most is that those people you step on their toes will get angry for stepping on their toes. And they are going to get mad at you at that particular point in time. But at the end, they will come back to you and tell you, you know, I must say that you stepped on my toe, but you were right. That is what matters. What matters is not your enjoyment today. What matters is not what you enjoy today. What matters is what you enjoy in the future, and it is going to last. It is going to be that you are in the right path. It does not matter what people are saying about you today. It does not matter how they blackmail you today. But what matters is how the people that blackmail you today will regard you tomorrow. What matters is not to fight for your image today. But what matters is those who fight your image, how will they align with your image tomorrow? I want every auto-piloted IPOB members today to remain very resolute on this path that we have chosen, irrespective of any blackmail that is coming your way. Stand firm. I want to tell you tonight that we'll continue to separate the chaff from the wheat. Even in auto-piloted IPOB, there are still people who fall by the roadside. I tell you today that when you hear consistency is the key, it's just an understatement. We must not disappoint Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader. We must not disappoint those whom their spirit have possessed us to fight for this particular freedom. I want to assure Biafrans today, anything that has to do with Ekpa, go and sleep. I will be the last person that will betray Biafra. I will be the last person that will change my stand. Last person that will change my stand. And I know that 80 million Biafrans will stand by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legacy. We stand by me and Umada. We stand by Autopilot Media Team. We'll stand by different committees we are setting up and those who have set it up. We'll stand by the Biafra government in exile for some certain circumstances. They are yet to address Biafrans, and I hope that will happen very soon. Some of you may be wondering why I must sounding this deep. I'm sounding this deep because it has been a very long day. But let me tell you, you have not seen the best of Simon Ekpa. And I can't wait to show madness to those who think that they have monopoly of violence. I can't wait to show those who think that they have it all. can't wait for God to use me to do something. And those of you who will come to the program to start proofreading my statement, you can proofread it. At the end of the day, when I ask you to sit down, you will sit down. Those of you who will come to repeat, we set it up, fake lawyer, you will write it again, we set it up, you will write it again. At the end of the day, you are going to shamelessly enter Biafra when we restore Biafra, and I will be part of it next year. Those of you shameless idiots, that all you do is to come and watch somebody who you think he has nothing to offer. You will shamelessly enter Biafra when we restore Biafra in 2023. And I will play a major role in doing that. Now, I want to explain to Biafra people what we intend to do with our no election. First of all, let me explain what it means or the difference between boycotting election and no election. There are two different things. In the past, IPOB, under the leadership of Mazi have always called for boycott of election. Boycotting of election is completely different from what we are calling today. Boycotting of election means that you are calling those who are loyal to you, you are calling those who believe in Biafra not to participate in election in Biafra land. And of course, in anywhere they are. So what Mazi have done in the past is calling for the boycott of election. And because calling for the boycott of election is completely a different thing, that is why sometimes he was persuaded by those who surrounded him to call it off. So calling the boycott of election, calling off the boycott of election, or allowing the boycott of election does not change anything. But it is the preparation that have catapulted us to what we are going to do in 2023. For the fact that Mazi have always called for the boycott of election, it was not really to boycott the election. Because even if you boycott the election, it wouldn't change anything. Just likewise, he always called off the boycott of election. It also did not change anything. But what is going to change something is this no election. And it was designed by the Most High. Many years of Mazi calling for the boycott of election has prepared our people to what you see today. Those who are doubting our resolve are those one Nigerianists who will always make references to what Mazi have seen in the past. that boycotting of election, and at the same time calling off the boycotting of election. That is to tell you that this particular Biafra freedom from Nigeria is a divine project. It's a divine project in the sense that everything that Mazi has done in the past has prepared the ground for what we are going to do next year. And it has prepared the ground for what we are doing today. So, boycotting of election is asking people not to participate in the election. Those who believe in your ideology. And it does not stop people in Biafra land who does not believe in your ideology to go and exercise their voting right. But what we are going to do next year is not boycotting of election. What we are going to do next year is because we have succeeded in getting the majority of Biafra up to 99% of Biafra people to believe that Biafra is the we have. So we have now this majority of Biafra will make sure that they don't allow Nigeria to conduct election in Biafra land. So it is not issue of boycotting, because when you say boycotting, you are still giving the opportunity for the INEC to come to Biafra land and sit and wait for voters to come. When we say we are not going to allow election, means that we will never allow any INEC official anywhere in Biafra territory. We are going to allow observers to come. And they can come to Biafra land and we guarantee their safety. The international observers from the US, if their embassies will allow them to come and not just sitting in Abuja and monitoring from the screen, they are welcome to Biafra territory. The international observers from Europe, not just going to Abuja and sit in Abuja and say they are observing election. They are welcome to Biafra territory. The observers from the United Nations that want to observe Nigeria election, they are welcome to Biafra territory. We are going to welcome them. The reason why we are going to welcome these observers who will come to Nigeria to observe election is that they have to come to land and witness how Biafra will successfully stop Nigeria from conducting election in Biafra territory. We want them to come. They are going to witness this themselves, and they are going to take this message of what they are going to see back to their various countries, back to their various organizations where they come from. That is the reason we are making these clarifications, and we continue to create this awareness, the importance of these observers to come, and they are going to be welcome in Biafra territory, and we will guarantee safety. Because they will take the report back to their home countries. Not even taking the report back. They will be making calls, calling their various countries that Biafra is ready to leave Nigeria. And that's what we are going to do. I want all of you to understand today that indeed Biafra will come in 2023, and we have 136 days to go. Now, by the time we have succeeded in stopping Nigeria from conducting election in Biafra territory, everybody who is campaigning now, from P2B down to the lowest, will have no vote, no single vote from Biafra land. When I mean Biafra land, I mean the entire Biafra territory, which is the old eastern region. It does not matter where you are. And when that happens, it means the general election, which is to elect President of Nigeria, and P2B have continued to drag Biafra name into the mood. P2B will not be voted for in Biafra land. Tinubu will not be voted for in Biafra land. Atiku will not be voted for in Biafra land. No senator will be voted for in Biafra land. No House of Representative members will be voted for in Biafra land. No House of Assembly member will be voted for in Biafra land. No governor, in case if there is any governor election, will be voted for in Biafra land. No chairman, local government chairman, will be voted for in Biafra land. And by the time we succeed in doing this, you will find out that we have succeeded in defeating Nigeria. And we are not only defeating Nigeria, we are also defeating the agent of the Nigeria state, those who enjoy bringing the military to Biafra land and kill us. By the time we succeed in stopping election, we have defeated Governor Omahe. By the time we succeed in stopping the election, we have defeated Governor Ugwuanyi. By the time we succeed in stopping the election, we have defeated Okezie Ekpa. By the time we succeed in stopping the election, we have defeated Governor Wike. By the time we succeed in stopping the election, defeated Okowa. By the time we succeed in stopping the election, we have defeated Hope Uzodinma. By the time we succeed in stopping the election, we have defeated Soludo. By the time we succeed in stopping the election, we have defeated all the governors from You're welcome back. So, what does it mean? What does that tell you? What it means is that in 2023, we are going to use one stone to kill many birds. We are going to use one stone to kill many birds. Today, you saw the people that are demonstrating in Lekki, the remembrance of Lekki massacre. They were tear-gassing them like criminals. Nigeria is a lawless country. And by lawless, we will get our freedom. Nigeria is a lawless country. And with lawlessness, we will get our freedom. I want you people to understand that a country that understands democracy, that respect their own law, the citizen will always abide by the law of that country. A country or a continent that understands that the strength of any nation lies on its law, the citizens will always respect such continent or such nation. Let's take, for example, the Western world, where they respect their constitution, where they respect their laws, but in Africa, they don't respect the law of Africa. When the United Kingdom wanted to exit European Union, when Britain wanted to exit European Union, they started from the grassroots, because the law of the United Kingdom allow people to air their opinion. In Nigeria, you are not allowed to air your opinion. Before the Brexit, Britain and the British citizens, they demonstrated in the street of London. Nobody killed them. No. So they follow what we call a democratic process, the due process to exit European Union. You do not need to exit. They do not need to vote or get their exit approval through a lawlessness approach, because the United Kingdom respect the right of the citizens and the opinions of the citizens. In Nigeria, that is not possible. And that is why, because Nigeria is a lawless country, we are going to follow them with lawlessness. The lawlessness become law. Today, when a court in Nigeria ordered for the immediate release of Mazi by norms and by right, that particular order of the court must be obeyed before going to the appeal. If court order the release, unconditional release, acquitting somebody from crime or from allegations of crimes, you have no business whatsoever to continue to detain that suspect, as you may call it. You have to first of all obey the court order and make your complaint, which is complaining to the highest court, the Supreme Court, that you are not happy with the appeal, with the decision or the verdict of the Court of Appeal. But in Nigeria, Nigeria itself doesn't respect its own law. And that is why we Biafra people because we do not value and respect Nigeria again. Nigeria law is not applicable to Biafra people. By virtue of fighting to leave Nigeria, we have already decided that the law of Nigeria is not applicable to us. And that is why anybody who will come in 2023 from Nigeria state to conduct election in Biafra land, we will fight you. And let me say it again. For those who will say we are disrupting democratic process, there is nothing like democratic process in a lawless country. Nigeria democratic so-called process is never a democratic process in the first place. Those who may think that the broadcast I'm making today is a talk, is internet talk or social media talk, you will all live to tell the story. Those who think that it is business as usual, you will all live. My prayer is that God keep you alive, so you will tell the story, because I like challenges. You will live to tell the story. Either the story is against us or the story will be for us. I want you to stay alive so that you will tell the story. So those of you who are thinking that we are going to start killing politicians, we don't need to kill anybody. They will all be alive to see how we are going to defeat them. Our guns will go, we are going to use it to face those who comes with guns to kill us. I want to tell you today that some of you who will say, what are we going to do to politicians? How are we going to handle these politicians? We are already handling them. Because those people that have been your nightmare, those who have subjugated you to this particular state you are today in Nigeria as a Biafran, the opportunity will never be given to them again in 2023. In 2023, they will never have the opportunity to be voted for in Biafra land. And I call on the media team of this autopilot to make a comprehensive list available, comprehensive list of the offices that people are vying for in 2023. We want to have comprehensive list of offices, positions. We want to have comprehensive list of the positions that people are vying for, that will be voted for in Nigeria in 2023, from president down to the lowest. So that we are going to have that list. And then when we have that list, we will now tell you the effect of the no election and how it will set the stage for Biafra restoration next year. By the time we stop this particular election, the people will have nobody to represent. Those particular corrupt politicians who always have kept mute. And the killing of Biafrans, they will have nothing and nobody to represent. Today we are listening to them, the one they call Ojos Okalo. Ojos Okalo is making a video calling on the president of Nigeria to respect court order. Ojos Okalo is calling on the president of Nigeria to respect court order. Ojos Okalo did not call on the president or call on anybody publicly to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the first place, that he committed no crime. It is now that Ojos Okalo is coming to call on the president to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has not influenced anything, rather he wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. From actions, inactions, and the body language. So Ojos Okalo, who claimed to be an APC chieftain, he have access to the president. He have access to the Senate president. He have access to Malami. He have access to everybody as Nigeria criminal and establishment and terrorist establishment is concerned. So you don't necessarily need to come and start doing video. So who are you deceiving? People who do video to air their message to the authority are those who have no access to the authority. People who have no access to the president will come and do a video so that the video can be sent to the president. People who have no access to Senate president will do a video so that it will get to the Senate president.